Welcome to the channel of Butterflies and Things, and today we are restringing a ball jointed doll. So let's get started. Okay, so we're getting to disembowel a doll.
Yeah.
Decapitate, everything apitate.
We're gonna take the thing apart and then put it back together.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, at least that's tidy. So at the end you should have no extra parts left.
So we have our sample, Miss Daisy.
Miss Daisy.
and so the reason you want to restring, take the doll apart or restring it is to replace the elastic, or in the case of Mirodoll, I always want to restring it because they put the knot in the head, and that's it hampers the movement of the neck. So I want to take that apart.
Right. Okay.
So
so that's usually the first thing you do.
Pretty much. Also, Miro sends the dolls quite loosely strung, and this one's actually pretty okay, but often it's quite loosely strung. And especially the taller dolls, you have to like tighten up the legs because the girl dolls they don't stand very well. So you have to like usually take about a foot of elastic out of it.
A foot.
A foot. So, but we're going to, even though she doesn't quite need it, we're going to restring her.
Okay. Yeah.
So.
And then you have a new string
I have
available for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you like your preferred stuff or something?
I have, for the sake of today, I have brown.
Wow. Yeah. Well, that's enough string for your next 20 years worth of dolls. Does that actually happen, that the elastic string dies off?
Oh, yeah.
It starts to come apart?
Yes, of course. I don't think I'll be able to do that, sorry. So we're gonna get to see everything. She doesn't have anything anyway. Okay.
She's not anatomically
correct. The things that die on a doll are the putty in the eyes and the string, because it's elastic. Elastic dies after a while. So after 10 years, you're gonna always have to restring your doll because they will just come loose and.
So every doll owner really needs to know this.
At least in the next 10 years, yes.
Or know somebody who can restring it for
It's not that difficult.
Okay.
So, what you need a bunch of tools, and I put her over there.
Yes.
So you need, I made this one, but they sell them as well. It's just a bit of wood with a dowel with some hooks in it. You need them to pick up the S hook here. Then I have, sorry for the noise, an officially bought head puller from Nuts, and I have one that I made. And you always need a long one, so I made a long one as well. This is my long one for the legs. And you cannot have enough of them.
Wow. So you've got different styles, but also duplicates.
Yes.
Of what you need to use two at the same time?
Yes, you're going to be needing to. I have one thick thing, in this case it's a knitting needle, to put elastic on.
Knitting needle size 8 millimeters for those into knitting. That's humongous.
And anything will do. A good chopstick will also do. It should be something that is not made of full metal, because what you're going to do is stick it in this sort of place.
Right.
And it's going to sit on the here, and if it's too rough, it'll damage this part. So it needs to be a wooden dowel or a knitting needle like that. Yeah. Then I have the hemostats.
She looks stabbed in the arm.
Yeah, that's gonna get worse. The hemostats, which will these clamp things. They
now it's starting to look like surgery.
I have done it in to start without it, but really this is really, really necessary.
Right.
And they're not that expensive. Just buy a few on eBay, and then when they arrive in 6 weeks, then you have some. You know. Okay, so I'm gonna put all this to the side.
Yeah.
This
So you need like 10, 11 items to help you restring the doll.
Yes. So, yep. We're gonna start with taking her head off.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There's no way that this isn't funny.
It is very funny. Oh,
Hello,
exorcist.
Yeah. Go girl.
Yes. When you put the head the other way, I'm gonna actually sit her up for
Do
this.
I have to worry about pressing the face into?
Yes. So that's why I'm sitting her up. That's why I'm sitting her up. So you grasp the head like so, and not in the face. Yeah. And then I'm gonna I have to do it this. You need to come around.
Yep, I am trying.
Okay, so
Here we go.
With the little hook, I hook the S hook, and I'm gonna take the head off first thing. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. So this is the reason why I want to restring.
Yeah, you don't want all those knots.
The knots are really in the way. So I'm gonna put the head to the side.
But
safely.
If you're happy with how the doll is, that by itself would not be enough for me to persuade me to do any work.
This is
because I'm lazy.
Yeah, you know, you can always come to me and go blinky blinky and then go, sure.
Hey, I got this doll problem. Can you just?
So another reason I use this is to pry loose the knot. If you want to reuse the elastic.
Well, it's far less action movie at the end of the bad guy scene problem when you do it this way than when you pierce her wrist. That was a little bit.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. Don't worry.
It suddenly looks realistic, as in the
okay,
poor
so
doll.
I have the knots.
Now it doesn't look realistic anymore.
I have the knots loose, but let me see. I need to, of course, remove the S hook. Very funny. I have one more knot. I can see one knot.
Yeah, before the strings can come loose, the S hook has to be removed because that's actually what
there you
keeps it up.
There you go.
On the neck end.
Yeah,
right?
Because the doll is actually strung like a necklace.
Because there's actually a point to the S hook other than attaching the head to it.
Yes. If you take it, if you undo the strings, it's like a necklace. It comes undone.
Yeah.
So this here.
Yeah. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
All the way undone. No, these are still a little bit attached. Okay. So now one of the more important things is when you unstring a doll is that you keep the doll lined up like that.
Okay. So we've got a skeleton in bits.
We've got a skeleton in bits. In bits.
We want to keep the bits in roughly the right position.
Yes. And
for restringing, I suppose.
For restringing for the next round, because on this doll, I don't think I think these are actually interchangeable, but on some dolls they're not. So you have to make sure that you have a left to the left and a right to the right.
And it's not like you can put a big label on it. Maybe a post-it. One of those mini plastic post-its.
Let me put it this way. This laying it out is the easier way. So this is one piece of string. Okay, that can go away. Oh. It was a good, because it's a new doll, it's a good piece of string, but we're not, we're undoing it. So I'm gonna take that all the way off. So S hook.
Yeah, because the feet has S hooks, but the hands do not.
Yeah. Okay, so.
There we go.
Here we go, and keep it all in the same place. There we go. Oh,
yeah.
Let me lay it.
So now it does actually start to look like that bit of dinosaur from the from either the books, the internet, or a museum.
Yeah.
This S hook is hooked. Yeah. Okay, so that's what the S hook does.
Yeah, and you can actually see. That the two elastics are actually two different sizes. And the brown I have is actually, my brown is actually the bigger size, so I'm not quite sure if that's going to fit here. We'll have to see. Always save your elastic.
So the one that went through the arms, yeah, save the elastics.
Until you have completely finished the doll, because you may need to measure it or replace it back, because like I said, my brown is going to be thicker than this. I'm going to put it aside as well. So
you probably need 2 sizes of elastics.
You may.
But we'll see if it fits through the arms.
We'll give it a try. So, Peaky Brownie. Okay, it's like brand new. Where's the start? Here's the start. So, let me see. It's actually quite on the big side.
Comparison shopping.
Okay, I'm gonna do the legs first. So I'm gonna turn this whole thing around. For my convenience. Not yours. Yep.
Okay, so that's another reason to do it on a nice little blanket. I didn't... Well, it's not a blanket.
Well, I would always suggest doing it on a towel of some sort, because once the pieces are loose, they can actually start rolling and they can get scratched. So do it always on a nice surface of some sort. So legs. So the elastic. Okay, but we have the original elastic. If you don't have the original elastic, you'll have to eyeball it, but I'm gonna just measure it out. When you measure it out, don't pull on any of the elastic, because then the length of course changes. Oh, you have scissors. So my thing is always get a little extra, because you'll be snipping off some ends, and if you had an elastic that was worn, it might have changed length. So
you're using the original to gauge.
Yeah, and then I'm
getting how much you need, and then you add stuff to it.
Yeah, and then I'm giving it a little extra snip.
Okay.
Yeah. So this can go to the side. Boy. So the way elastic fits through the legs is like that. One leg, the other leg, and in the middle you have the one loop coming up and the knots, and then what Miro does is pull the knot through, or knot it straight from there, which is not what I'm going to do. So I'm gonna string up from the leg here. On the way back, I'll pick up the pelvis. Oh yeah, you have to. This one also doesn't appear to be this one around or this way around. I don't think it makes a difference. Some of them do. Actually, it does. Yeah, see, it's a little bit narrow at the top. So what if you like lost the plot, is to try it out. Which one will fit? Is it the big one, or do you need to turn it around?
Mm-hmm.
And usually it's the one that fits least bad, which is
least bad. Okay, so there is no good fit.
So let me see, a big one at the top. Depends on the doll. I think it's actually a little one at the top. Yeah, little one at the top, narrow at the top, and broader at the bottom. So that's what we have here. Narrow at the top, which is going to sit like this. Narrow at the top, and more broad at the bottom. Okay. So yeah, so I'm used to actually not using. I'm gonna take out the S hooks, and because I don't really like them there anyway. You can just.
So in another video you told me they put in S hooks by popular demand.
Yeah, not by my popular demand.
You weren't part of the populace.
I was not part of the populace. No.
Oh right, okay.
I prefer my feet to be attached like this, because actually one of the first dolls I had a very complicated system at the bottom, and the foot actually kept falling off, and I actually lost it. So that was not. I was not happy about that. So
okay, because it's reliant on that S hook rather than strung into
and it had a loose ball here as well, and it just didn't work out. So we're going back. I have my fingers in front of it. Sorry. We're going back. Ah, this one actually has some markings on it. So I think this marking means that
That's
it's
a 2.
It's a 2. Well, it's as long as it has some sort of marking, because this one doesn't have a marking. So this one's apparently the left hand leg,
Yeah,
which is what it
okay.
is.
Yeah.
Which is where it came from, of course.
Yeah.
So some companies have that. Okay, so this one is easy to actually put through.
And the fact that I think that's a 2, is that actually true, or could that be a Chinese symbol of
it
something
could be a
else?
Chinese symbol of some sort. But the important thing is that this one doesn't have it,
Yeah.
and this one does. So now you know the difference. You can tell the difference.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take it through the torso, through the pelvis, and then back down again. This one is actually really easy to string. I'm going to actually do the other leg using some of my tools, because some of these dolls are not so easy to string. So if you have to string a leg that's annoying, you can line it up with one of these. Depends on the size. That's why I have many different ones. So you line up your leg, because the string was going to go through here, and I'm going to pull it through. So you line it up from the bottom.
Yeah.
And going through. And if this thing doesn't fit through, you have to take that one,
The thinner one,
and use that. But this one's not so strong as this one, so I'm gonna pretend it was really difficult and make it come through. Pull, pull, pull,
pull, pull.
pull, 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 and
There it is. Yeah.
there it is. And then I'm gonna put it again through. I'm gonna take those out. The foot.
So that's a point where it might be difficult.
Yeah, I've used. You can use a tweezer to pull it through.
What about those? The puller?
Yeah. The puller. This puller. Actually, yep. It
Then
can.
it's just enough.
This puller is actually not useful for very thick, so it's gonna actually not hook it on properly. Sort of more break it. Come on, come on.
Yeah, because now it has to pull it through doubles.
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. In this
Yeah.
case, it's not gonna work. So I'm getting it through anyway, because it has that hook. I don't want to. You can break this one, so I'm very careful with that. I'm just gonna use all the ingenuity. I think I need to go the other way around.
All the push through.
All the push through, and push me, pull you. I've used this for pliers before, so I'm gonna try and catch it. There you go.
Hey.
It's because it's been roughed up from the first time it went through the other leg.
Is it possible to put the foot wrong way around?
Yes, you can do a lefty, righty, righty, lefty.
No, I mean literally.
No.
This which way first?
No, doesn't matter.
Ah, nice.
Unless you get a lot of coils in going around, but then you can just uncoil it. It's a half a turn. It won't care. So going back, going back, going back, going back, and now to do it again.
Ah.
So we have the legs, and then we have, I don't know if you can see it, inside the torso, the pelvis, we now have two strings and a coil. Let me get the coil. It's in there. Okay. So we have two strings and a coil.
Yeah.
And those.
So the coil came from.
It's also from the legs. The string now runs like this. There's the coil.
Yeah.
And there's the other thingy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we want to put a knot here. Try to put a proper knot and not an old maid.
Yeah.
I prefer to do a straight knot like this instead of just tying it off like that, because it actually sits better when you want to use the other part of the string.
yes. It's much
Because-
flatter.
yeah, we're
and
gonna-
it's less obstruction.
Actually, I'm gonna make it short, make it a little tighter. Yeah, you're gonna end up having to undo elastic a lot. This is why I use that.
Do
because
and undo, yeah.
do and undo.
So you want that blunt point at the beginning of the
The blunt,
knitting needle.
the blunt point, and then the width of the needle.
Yeah.
It's very useful. Not in old mate, but in proper knots. There you go. Okay, so we're going to let it sit like that, and this is going to keep it in place. And so I think I'm going to turn around again. There you go. And so we have the arms again. I'm going to do the same thing. Of course, now my elastic is going to be too thick. Let me see if it actually fits through here at all.
Well, it was already difficult to get it through the foot.
No, I don't think we're going to be able to use this elastic, so I'm going to put it, and we're going to just put back what was in there.
Yeah. So now she's got a jewel color inside.
Yeah, and also, you remember that I had this one a little longer?
Yeah.
This is a little shorter, so what I'm going to do is anchor one side off with a clamp.
Oh.
Make it easier on me. So, we're going
So
to...
it doesn't flop into and, disappear.
Yeah. So, now the question is, which way is up on this? Actually, I don't think it makes much difference. They are not quite... well, they are quite different altogether, so don't think it matters much which way it goes, as long as you go the same way. The thingy is not quite in the middle, so I want to do the same thing on the other side. So it needs to be like that for the next one. Okay, going through, stringing through.
That's a hard push already.
That is a hard push already, but twisting it will help. Okay, then we're going backwards. There's another room. If there isn't, you can do another pulley thing, of course. You can do it next to the elastic. Pulley, pulley. Pulley, 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 pulley. Come on.
And somewhere it should reappear on the other end.
But it's here. It's in here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do another pulley with the thing. You get a little better at this as you do as you do more of it. So pulley through. Whoops! I have to do it again.
What happened?
I lost it, but it's back again.
Okay.
Okay, so let's move this up a little bit. Up, move. Up. I need some more of this elastic. Give me some.
Making space for the
other arm.
Other arm, yeah.
Okay, so now we have to go through, because otherwise we're gonna leave the torso out. You know what? This is where you can go wrong.
Well, I was just thinking, wasn't that torso lying the other way around? So you kind of have to keep track. Yeah.
Always check. Hands are the proper way.
Then
Wave.
So the hand tells the story.
The hand tells the story. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, because we're short on elastic, I'm gonna stretch that up and clamp that off. Oh,
Ooh,
stretch it up
I could hear that slip.
and clamp it off. So we actually have some material to work with.
Okay, so that's just to keep it from contracting.
Yes.
Yes.
That's why you need so many clamps.
Yeah.
Because it always happens that I need 2 clamps here and I already was using one there. So and then that's why I bought that 3rd clamp.
Yeah.
Okay, so that next going through here, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Come on. Yeah, there you go. Okay, now we have.
Squeezable.
I'm gonna pull here and move my clamp up. Let go. Up. told you was something with the hand coming up.
Yeah, yeah.
So I can go back.
It's not nearly as disturbing as a a big stab through the.
Oh, picky.
Yeah, well, you know.
So now getting it through is going to be a little bit more tricky because there's tension on it. And the last bit. Coming through.
And there's a third clamp, actually 4.
Well, since I have one. Okay, there you go. So we have an end here and we have an end here.
Well,
I'm gonna move it again, move this up. Yep. Moving. I'll use this one because that one's better for picking up stuff. There you go. So we have a clamp here. And the clamp there. Be careful when you have these clamps because they are the metal close to the resin that you don't scrape the resin. So now it's gonna go inside. I want this thingy inside. Thank you. And I want this thingy inside. Thank you.
And that's how they disappear and become invisible.
So I pick one up here. Move the clamp. So it's important that you actually place the clamp so it sits like that and it doesn't wonk fall in there.
Yeah, because you'll definitely damage the sides in that case.
Quite. And then I pick that one up. And I can move this clamp. Yep. Oops, there it goes. Don't get myself. Okay. So we have them, and now we can actually put a knot in it. Get knotted. And another good knot.
So how do you know how much pressure to put on the elastic?
Well, the thing is to find, well, experience, and then at this point you just have to go and find out. Oh, let me. Okay. Let go. Okay, so we can check. So the arms should be. Let me get that right. She's a little tight, but I actually like her that way. The arms are a little bit according to taste. Some people like them floppy. Some people like them very. See, because she's quite tight now, she can do all that. But she will do like floppy thing, like snap.
Yeah.
Snap like that. Snap like that. Yeah. But it's for arms. That's fine. That's not a problem. Now for the legs, which is our next stop, you want her to stand. She already knows she does better on the table than on the rug. Oh, these are all backwards. Backwards. There you go. That will help. She's now very loose. So,
too loose.
At least she's going to be stronger because of this is going to get pulled through. So the question is, do I want it a little, I think I want her a little bit tighter, so I'm going to clamp this off. Come on. And undo this knot again. Get knotted, get unknotted.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of space.
Yeah, we can actually take care of
So
some
you
of
do
this.
that several times, or?
One or two,
Yeah.
as often as it needs. That, and unfortunately, it's like I said, it's a little bit of a matter of tastes and a matter of trying to figure out which is the right one. Did I just make a bad knot? No, actually, that's a good knot. Okay. Yep. There you go. So this is going to come up like that ish. Which is actually pretty good. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
That's quite nice.
Okay, so I'm going to leave this open for now. What I'm going to do, and this is the tricky bit, I don't want the knot in the head. So I can either only pull up the coil and put it on the S-hook, or I can move the knot a little bit about. And that's a question of just fidgeting and stuff. Pull this down, pull that up. So it just moves around a little bit. So it's actually quite down already. So now when I pull this up, the knot is over there. Okay, I don't want to put it further yet. So I need the coil. Which one's the coil? That's the coil.
Whoa. So that still has some space to work with.
Yeah. I think it's actually. Oh, there you go. I think that went down a bit. It's difficult moving it around. I want that knot to get knotted. I'll have to do. Actually, I think I can take a little bit more out of here. Actually, I'm gonna do it like that, because that's usually how it ends up. But it's not the best knot to have. So, okay, take some out. That'll do the trick. As long as I can still stick my finger on it under it like that, it's really not too tight. Want the coil? Give me the coil. Actually, put this in here. This is why you have more tools, because you keep having to double up tools. There you go. Yeah, as long as I can stick my finger in here, it's really not too tight. On a big doll it would be a lot tighter and I would not be sticking my finger in there. Because it'd be bloody painful. Okay, I'm gonna cut this off. There you go. Go away. I'm gonna pull it through. So now the big difficulty with this is that you want to have a nice strong puller. And of course the nice strong puller
does not
fit through the hole. So you get the really not so strong puller. I'd like to take one that is as short as possible from what you need and put that through. It's not as strong. Hook both both coils. Pull. Remove that thing. Come on. You can do it. Yep, there you go. Now you can see the leg ones have gone through. I'm going to put an S-hook on that. After I put... So. And this is where it becomes hard work.
It certainly looks like hard work.
Let me see, the S-hook was like that. Oh, it's a little bit tight on the S-hook. Come on.
It's a good thing she's a contortionist.
But I ain't. Oh, come on, give me a break. That's one. I need one more. Be nice. Be nice. So when you string, you can elect to have both leg coils come up and go through. However, you can also elect not to do that. Come on. Yep, I'm still trying to get this thing on. Oh, this is where knowing how to knit is actually useful. If I had a second knitting needle, I could do some knitting, but I can't. Or a crochet needle. Yay! Yeah, there we go. Haha, that's it. So now you can elect at this point to actually pull through one of the white strings above the white strings. I'm actually not going to do it because this is actually very tight fit. And the arms are tight, so we're nearly done. I'm going to put her head back on. And now you see lots of less garbage in her head.
Yes, but quite a bit of effort to get there.
Yeah, but once you've done that, the changing of heads will be easier. Her head movement is easier as well. She has better movement right now.
Yeah.
And
better posability in that case.
Yeah, it's a gross possibility. And she stands.
There she goes.
All she needs is a head back on. There you go. I'm ready for my close-up now. That's it.
Okay.
So you can improve standability, posability for the arms, posability for the legs as well. You can make the doll looser if that you want that she's more of a lounger than a stander, and improve the mobility of the head, and get rid of all the elastic.
Yeah. And if it wasn't strung tightly enough?
If it wasn't strung tightly enough or too tight. Yeah, there was one doll that a long time ago that had the thigh was hollow and it was glued together in two pieces and it broke. So I had to glue it back together. But this is a big doll and she was very tightly strung. And I just couldn't put her back together. So I actually took her to my physiotherapist and have him pull while I fiddled with S-hooks and whatnot. Because I couldn't do it.
Because he had strong...
He's strong, he's strong. I'm a weakling about these things. But there was nowhere I could pull her. I had to pull her to put the S-hook on the foot in that case. And I just couldn't do it. And I didn't have a replacement elastic. I should have put in a replacement elastic. But even so, she she needed to be quite tight. So, yeah, that was fun. He did say I've never done that before.
Yeah, I'll bet. It's not something a patient would come in with, hey, could you help me restring my doll?
Yeah. Enjoyed it. Oh, it had to do with anatomy, so I thought the physiotherapist is just the perfect person.
Yeah, I'm sure then he has a nice story to tell when he gets home.
Indeed. So, that's it.
Well done. Okay. She does look a little sturdier now. Less floppy.
Yeah, less floppy.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, Miro sends them out pretty floppy. It's to prevent damage from strings pulling too tightly because of temperature. And I can understand that. So yeah, having to redo her a little bit. Yeah, it's not surprising.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was comprehensive. Comprehensive.
Well, lots of examples.
Yes. She looks happy. Yeah. So, if you like this, give us a little like and take a look at our other videos. We've got a lot more on ball jointed dolls. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, you can also ring that bell so that we will get updates when we upload another video. And if you have some questions, please send them in either on the Facebook page, Facebook group, or down here, and we will try to get to it at some point in one of our videos. And for now, bye!
Bye!